Welcome to the City Manager's Report. The City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and municipal news, and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda. Your hosts, Emily Springstroh of Oshkosh Media and City Manager Mark Roloff.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on GovTV for your City Manager's Report, your source for all of the latest and greatest news and updates that are happening right here in the city of Oshkosh, as well as an update on the City Council meeting agenda for the upcoming meeting next week. I'm your host, Emily Springstroh, joined as always by our City Manager, Mark Roloff. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be here, Emily.
As always, it's great to have you. We're going to go ahead and dive into the hot topics that we have for the first half of today's show, and then we'll take a little break and return with a review of the Common Council meeting agenda for Tuesday, December 11th, 2018. So, Mark, this episode is a lot of updates because it is actually the last episode of 2018. So we've got a lot of things that we want to make sure people are aware of as we move on into the new year. And one of those things is the Christmas and holiday New Year updates. So first thing that we want to make sure people are aware of is that City Hall is closed on those holidays, of course, Christmas and New Year's Day, December 24th and 25th, and then New Year's Day, January 1st. But the really big one is the garbage and recycling is going to be switching around, as it always does for holidays.
Right, you want to make sure that you get your garbage out on the right day. And even though City Hall is closed on Christmas Eve, December 24th, we still do garbage collection on that day. So it'll be everybody else that the rest of the week will be delayed by one day. So that's real important because even though it's a holiday for the city, our sanitation workers are still working at it.
They're working on Christmas Eve, yes. And so as always, with any holiday collections for the remainder of the week will be one day later. So if your collection is on Friday, it will move to Saturday.
And then, of course, our yard waste drop-off site is also closed for the holidays. So I don't think people are going to be wanting to haul, but it'll be closed on both December 25th and January 1st.
Yes, so wanting to make sure people are aware of that. And then in addition to that, GO Transit services will be changing with the holidays as well. There will be no GO Transit service on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And then on Christmas Eve, the bus service will be ending at 5:15 p.m. Make sure you check the GO Transit website because there are different routes and different service times and things like that, just to be sure.
Exactly, because we want to make sure that you're getting home to your family on time on Christmas Eve.
Exactly, yes. So we appreciate everyone's understanding of the holiday observances that the city takes. And for all the information and for all of the closing and things like that, just visit the city website. It'll all be listed on the homepage. And then in the holiday, realm of things, while we're here, we want to make one more promotion for the Oshkosh Fire Department Food and Toy Drive. There are still 2 more dates for you to take part in this really fun, exciting community event every year.
If you live in the areas, in the stations, it's just a wonderful thing. I think you went out once last week. I went out the week before. But we have 2 more times. They start at 5:15. On December 10th, it's out of Station 17 and 19. They start out at Station 17 over on Algoma. And then on December 11th, Station 18 over on Murdoch. They'll be through the neighborhood. You'll hear the horns and all the sounds and the sirens and everything. But if they don't go to your street and you still want to donate, drop it off at any of our fire stations. Our fire department personnel will be more than happy to take donations.
Yes, it really is a fun thing. I know, like you said, you've taken part in it, and I think it's the 20th anniversary of the Food and Toy Drive this year too, which is really exciting. But we encourage you to check out Facebook. They've got all the maps for all the different routes, so if they are coming through your neighborhood, you'll know exactly where they're coming and when. And just definitely check them out on Facebook. Like Mark said, if you've got donations, feel free to drop them off at any station at any time. And we're happy to report that they're doing pretty well. A lot of collections this year. And then one other quick little update that we want to give people seasonally is snow and ice removal. We want to make sure that we are clearing our snow and ice in a decent amount of time to avoid any hefty little fees that might occur.
Right. This is all about safety, and so we want the sidewalks to get cleared, and the code says clear it within 24 hours of a storm. If somebody calls us on you and we go out there and see it's not there, not cleaned up, we're going to clean it up. And we're also going to look up and down the street. So if somebody else hasn't done it, we have an obligation to do that as well. So best way to do it is get it off after 24 hours and you'll be just fine. And if it don't cover the fire hydrants, don't throw it into the street. And just another little thing, I'm hoping that we don't have that much big snow, but try to keep the fire hydrants cleared. If you could do that for us, it's really going to help you. If we, God forbid, we have a fire, we want to make sure our firefighters can access a hydrant very easily. So if you got one near your house, if you can clear it off for us a little bit, it would be appreciated.
It would be well worth it in that worst case scenario situation. And so, yeah, mostly a safety issue. We really want to make sure everybody's safe on the sidewalks, so don't forget to clear your ice and snow. Another kind of seasonal update here is the tax bills are going out on Friday, and it's hard to believe that we're already reporting on this. The year has almost come to a close, and this is our annual Christmas card, I guess you could say.
And you were saying that with a smile. It's not the holiday greeting card that I think
Right.
our residents like to see, but it is part of your duties and responsibilities as a citizen. So yeah, it'll be getting out. But we're going to have an interesting insert with the
Yes.
with the tax bill this year.
In your tax bill, you will be receiving an insert, and you'll obviously see it in there. But we're bringing attention to the utility customers because the utility bills will be switching to a monthly cycle in 2019. That'll be taking place in March, but this little handout is to kind of gain awareness that that's going to be changing. It's got all the information on there.
Well, the big thing is, you can now start getting your bill emailed to you, so
Yes.
you don't have to get it through the snail mail, and that'll start in March 2019 as well. So we're going to have the sign-up card in there as well. So fill it out, return it to us, and then no more paper bills. You can just take care of it that way. And of course, if you haven't already done this, you can already do automatic withdrawal from your checking account to get your bill paid. It's very convenient. I make use of it. I love it. I'm going to be signing up for email as soon as I get it in the mail. So I encourage everybody else to do it. It's a very convenient thing. And if you're into more paperless ways of doing things, it'll be wonderful, and we can save a stamp and save you a stamp at the same time.
Exactly. It's all about convenience, and like you said, the paperless thing is always a great thing. So all that information will be in your tax bill, and there will be a form on the back of that handout as well. So if you'd like to fill that out, bring it back to City Hall. All of it's also available online. We're going to be putting out a lot of information about this item in the coming months, so definitely be on the lookout for that, and just check us out on our social media or web presence for more information. Moving down our list, we want to give a little update here on the elevator project. I know that not everyone comes to City Hall all that often, but it's been quite an adjustment as we've been dealing with public meetings and visitors to City Hall.
Right, and with people paying their tax bills this month, then when they come in, they're going to see what looks like a big ice shanty in the City Hall lobby. And so we want to make people know that because the elevator is out, you're going to need to, if you have some disability challenges and can't climb stairs, the only floor you're going to be able to access is the first floor. Don't worry about it. We've got a station set up where we will bring somebody to you if you can't climb the stairs.
Right.
For the public meetings, we've moved all of our public meetings, boards and commissions, council, we moved them all over to the public safety building. Council meeting next Tuesday is going to be over at the safety building. So we've done that, and you'll see that in the public notices. So don't worry, we'll get you over there in due time.
And everything looks to be on schedule as well. And so the project was proposed to last until I think January 2nd. So hopefully by the next episode of City Manager's Report, the elevator will be back in service, if not within the next couple of weeks after that.
And we thank everybody for their patience, because
Definitely.
This is something that hasn't been done in a while. It's very necessary. We figured this was about the best time to do it, and with the vacancies in the public safety building, we're able to accommodate all of our public meetings, so it's not a big inconvenience for residents.
Yes. So great update on that. We're once again thankful to everybody for being patient with this project, and we look forward to a nice new working elevator here at City Hall. Now we're going to go ahead and introduce another Welcome to Oshkosh video. At the end of the last few council meetings, we've been debuting them and showing off what Oshkosh Media has been working on to display some of the key components of the Oshkosh Strategic Plan. This one is based around public safety. So let's take a look.
Public safety is an expectation in any community, and it is one of the most important priorities to the City of Oshkosh. The Oshkosh Police Department and Oshkosh Fire Department are award-winning public safety agencies and have earned state and nationally recognized accreditations and recognitions. The departments have built strong relationships with the Oshkosh community, giving citizens trust and confidence in their protection. The Oshkosh Police Department's mantra, "Know us before you need us," rings true, as community and neighborhood policing have put officers on a first-name basis with residents, building recognition and trust within the community. The Oshkosh Fire Department responds to many emergencies and prioritizes prevention of fires and accidents. Oshkosh takes part in the annual National Night Out event all across the city's neighborhoods, celebrating the connection the police and fire departments have with its residents. With cutting-edge technology and a community-first approach, the city's public safety agencies help ensure that residents and visitors can enjoy each day in Oshkosh.
So public safety, a great little overview of the public safety aspect of Oshkosh.
And all of these videos are available on the city website. We've got YouTube links for those, and we'll be doing the last of our 5 segments on economic development this Tuesday at the council meeting.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. And all those, like you said, can be found on YouTube, city website, Oshkosh Media website, or our Facebook page. So a lot of great ways to check out all 5 of those videos. So now it's that time of the show, Mark, where viewers have the chance to ask their city manager anything they want about what things are going on here in Oshkosh, different projects and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the question mark question is this week. All right, Mark, an interesting question this week is, what is the big white dome that was just inflated off of Wisconsin Street?
Well, it's certainly gotten a lot of people interested. It's a good conversation starter.
It's hard to miss.
It is hard to miss. Well, this is actually UW Oshkosh, what they call their recplex. Before the dome was up there, it's a soccer field, a multi-use field, and this is what the tarp looked like before it was inflated to basically give them year-round capabilities for recreation. This was financed by student fees. The students agreed to do this, and I don't think this was fully inflated in that photograph,
right,
but you can get an idea that they can play full court or full field soccer, rugby, all of their outdoor sports that they want to continue through the winter and spring season.
Definitely. And we had talked about this on an agenda because there were some easements that had to be made for this project to, come to fruition.
One of the biggest water mains actually goes right through there. So we had to work closely with the university so that it didn't interfere because, if we ever have a water main break over there, we have to get to it immediately. So they're aware that we may have to step in there and temporarily get the field out of commission, but I think they're hoping that this will be a great attractor for students and actually maybe help them by being able to rent the field for all 4 seasons.
Definitely. So it's an exciting thing. It's definitely something that you drive by and you can't avoid looking at it. And if you want more information, it is a University of Wisconsin Oshkosh building, I guess you could say. So just check out their website for more information. They've got plenty of fun facts and figures on there for you. So with that, we'd like to remind you, if you'd like to send a question to Mark, send it to us on Twitter, post it on the Oshkosh Media Facebook wall, or email it to questionmark@ci.oshkosh.wi.us, and he will answer it on the next episode of City Manager's Report. We're going to take a quick break here on the show. When we return, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights on the Common Council meeting agenda for Tuesday, December 11th. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Foydick, Chair of the Oshkosh Plan Commission. The Plan Commission is made up of 11 resident representatives from the City of Oshkosh. We strive to help the community make good planning decisions regarding growth and development in the community. Our commission has a wide variety of responsibilities, which include issuing recommendations to the Common Council on comprehensive planning, preliminary and final plats, plan developments, rezoning, and special use permits. We also advise the Council regarding official mapping, street dedications and vacations, establishment of street names, purchase or sale of municipal property, capital improvement programs, various federal and state grant applications, redevelopment plans, and tax increment plans. Our main goal as a commission is to help ensure sound growth of Oshkosh through best practices in city planning. The Oshkosh Plan Commission and the many other boards and committees who serve the City of Oshkosh are an extremely important part of our local government and community. We encourage you to consider serving on a city board or commission to help make Oshkosh a great place to live, work, and play.
Welcome back to City Manager's Report. Thanks again for joining us. We're in the second half of the show now, and it's time to take a look at the Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda and some of the highlights of that for the meeting that's taking place on December 11th, 2018. This meeting will be at the Safety Building in room SB1. So this will be the last meeting, I believe, that is in the Safety Building with the elevator project.
The last council meeting, because the fourth Tuesday is Christmas Day, so we are not going to have a council meeting on that day. So obviously, we want to let people know that. So yeah, this is the last City Manager's Report where we talk about an upcoming council meeting.
Definitely. So exciting time for the holidays and everything as we come to an end on this year. And we've got a full agenda here. So before the meeting actually happens, there's going to be a workshop at 5 o'clock. And this is on strategic plan key performance indicators. So Mark, tell us a little bit about what this project is and what they're going to be discussing at this workshop.
Well, as we've talked about over the years, the city has developed a strategic plan with 6 priority goals, and those are all related to just very large goals that we have for the city: quality of life, health and safety, infrastructure, effectiveness of government, neighborhoods, and economic development. And so it's not just a matter of setting these goals, but also holding ourselves accountable. And part of that is giving performance indicators that give the public an idea of how well we're progressing towards achieving those goals. And we've had a couple of the departments that have representatives that have been meeting. Chief Dean Smith has been leading that group, and former Fire Chief Tim Franz was also part of that group. And a group of employees that identified what indicators really make the most relevance for get an idea of how we're doing on things. So we're going to be reporting to council on what those key performance indicators are, showing them how they tie back into the objectives and the overall goals of our strategic plan. And I was just doing some reading today on what some high-performing governments are doing throughout the United States. These are all the things that other communities are doing to demonstrate how they're doing it. And I'm very proud of the work that we've done, and we're going to be very excited to show council how we're going to be doing these measurements beginning in 2019. We've been doing them for years, but now we're going to be putting them together and packaging them to tie them into our strategic plan much easier for people to see.
A big way that Chief Smith kind of described it is it's telling the story of what the departments have been working on and how they're doing, and increasing that accountability and transparency by showing it on a public-facing dashboard. So it's really a neat project.
Yeah, very excited about telling our story about how well we're doing.
Excellent. So now moving down into the agenda, we've got the approval for an ambulance agreement with the Oshkosh area municipalities. So tell us a little bit about this. This isn't an annual thing, but it is a great partnership for Oshkosh.
We are very pleased and proud to be working in collaboration with most of the surrounding municipalities around Oshkosh, not just the townships, but as far away as City of Omro, Village of Winneconne. We are their ambulance service. They have volunteer paid-on-call people that will go for first responders, but for the advanced life support services, we provide that service for virtually the entire area here. And that involves a relationship where we contract with them and they pay us a little bit for those services. That helps cover some of our overhead costs. And for them, they don't have to, the other surrounding municipalities don't have all the overhead of any of this because it's provided directly by the city. We've been working with the municipalities for the last few months because we have a pretty good increase in there, but the idea is we need to recover our costs, and I think they understand that. They appreciate the service we provide. Our fire department is second to none in terms of what we do and the services we provide, but it's got to be fair for everybody, and I think this is a fair arrangement, and I think our partners in the other communities feel that way as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the background on that. A really great partnership, like you said, and we look forward to some great discussion on that item at the meeting. Moving down a couple items, we've got the grant waiver to allow domesticated animals, reindeer, in Riverside Park for the ice rink grand opening on December 21st. It's an interesting agenda item, I have to say.
Well, this is the regulatory side about allowing it, but we are working with the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation to have ice rink opened again over near the Convention Center in Riverside Park. So the kickoff for the ice rink is going to be Friday, December 21st. first starts at 5:30, and if the reindeer are getting approved, that means somebody else will be going too. So
That's
we're
true.
looking forward to Santa taking the ice that night.
Santa's going to be skating that evening. It's going to be really fun.
There's going to be hot chocolate and all sorts of family-friendly events. I think the hotel is serving a brunch dinner inside the convention center if you want to partake in that. But it's really about the grand opening for the ice rink and celebrating everything that we have to offer in Oshkosh. A great quality of life thing, huge turnout. I know it'll be a little hectic with the holidays, but if you're looking for something to relax and you have a pair of skates, I'd suggest going down to Riverside Park and enjoy everything that we have to offer down there.
It really is such a cool thing. We're very proud to be able to offer this service to the community, and like you said, Mark, another great partnership with some different organizations in Oshkosh. So moving down under new resolutions, Mark, we've got the adoption of Go Transit's Transit Development Plan, and then right after that, we're approving a fare increase. So give us some background. This has been a long time that they've been working on this Transit Development Plan, and maybe take us through some of the big points here.
The Transit Development Plan is something that we put together about every 5 years to basically say, how are we going to best provide transit services to our residents? And the two big things that get brought up are usually routes and then fares. We haven't raised our fares in 10 years now, so we are the lowest in the state, and even with this increase from $1 to $1.50, we're still going to be at the low end of, I believe, still the lowest in the state. We'll be comparable with a couple, but that's about it. But the whole idea of the Transit Development Plan is to get input on what services we should provide and where the demand and growth in demand for transit services is. We still have close to 1 million riders every year. So I know a lot of people say, oh, I never see the bus filled. But when the services are needed, they're very much in demand. And we want to make sure we provide that. But at the same time, we have to be fiscally responsible, and that's why the fare increase is necessary after a decade long of no increase.
Definitely. Well, it's comforting knowing that we're still one of the lowest in the state, so it's not a huge, hopefully not a huge, adjustment for people to have to make with the new fare increase. But a lot of other really great information in the plan as well, with background information about what Go Transit's been working on, their strategic planning and things like that.
Yeah, and we know there are challenges in terms of the hours of service and everything, and that's something that we address, but we're going to be looking in the future to what we can do with our business community to provide additional services over and above our fixed route service to get to connect businesses and workers so that workers have access, transportation access to jobs. So those are things that we've been talking about, and you're probably going to see in 2019 discussions with Go EDC and Go Transit to connect workers and businesses together, because it really is important for businesses to get workers, and if transportation's a hurdle or an obstacle, we want to make sure that that's overcome.
Excellent. Well, great to hear that there's a lot of things that we can look forward to in 2019 on this topic. Moving down, right after that, we've got the approval for the fee schedule for sewer user charges, and then also establishing the 2019 stormwater utility rate. So tell us a little bit about this. Is this an annual item on the agenda as well, establishing that rate?
We review it on an annual basis, but we don't always make the increase annually. But the last couple of years, we've done probably annual or maybe every other year. Sewer user charges, again, because of everything we're doing, investing in our sewer system. We have an old sewer system. We still have sewer lines that date back to the 1800s. So, we have to reinvest and make sure that they're safe and sanitary. So we're looking at an 8% increase in our sewer rates. That's pretty steep, and I understand that. What we try to do is not hold off too long, and then a few years ago we waited so long and it was in double digits, and we just don't want to do that again. Similarly, stormwater. We've made a lot of progress with storm water management. We want to continue to do that. We're not alone in that issue. These other great communities I was telling you with strategic planning and everything, one of the biggest issues in these communities is stormwater.
Right.
It's not just an Oshkosh thing, but we need to address many years of deferred maintenance on that. So we're looking at a 7% increase. So right now the rate, annual rate for stormwater for an equivalent residential unit for average home is about $172. It's going to go up to a little over $184. So a 7% increase. But I believe that it's necessary to keep providing quality service and manage stormwater and prevent flooding in the city. And I think we have an obligation to do that, and sometimes it comes at a price.
Definitely. And we've been doing a lot of work on educating people too about stormwater and how it works here in Oshkosh with the floodplains, things like that. And so hopefully we'll be putting more information out on that in the coming year with future projects and what this is all going towards to help our citizens deal with the stormwater issues.
Absolutely.
Moving down, Mark, under council discussion, we've got the recruitment of boards and commissions members that Mayor Cummings is wanting to do. We've got quite a few openings right now currently for several boards.
Yeah, we do. You just saw a little public service announcement on the Plan Commission, and we actually have a vacancy on the Plan Commission right now. But also our redevelopment authority, our stormwater utility board. We just talked about stormwater.
Yep.
Those are where the projects get discussed. Long Range Finance Committee, as well as our library board. But we always are having vacancies that come up. So, even if there's not a vacancy listed right now and you might be interested, take a look at our website and put your name in for any of the boards and commissions. But in particular, take a look at these 5 because we do have vacancies, and we're looking for city residents who have a genuine interest in helping guide the policies of the city. These groups advise the council and staff on things that they feel are important, and we absolutely take their advice and put it into practice every single day.
Yes, so we definitely encourage people to get involved. It's a great way to serve your community, and like you said, city website for more information on all the boards and commissions and the application for doing so. Moving down under council member announcements and statements, we've got a little bit of a lighter item, and this is the recognition of work officer Kate Mann for Police Department's Santa's Workshop. And we might have seen a little bit of this on Facebook, but tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, Officer Kate Mann, she's our public outreach officer, our crime prevention officer, but she has a few little side gigs that she does with us, and one of them is outreach to the community and really to put a more human side to our police department. And what Kate's done with so many other officers and so many people in the community is put together gift packages for families and individuals who may not have as much during the holidays. And Kate transformed one of our jail cells into this Santa's Workshop. That cell is half full of teddy bears and stuffed animals. It's just amazing.
Wow.
And another cell is filled with blankets and towels and things that have been knit by people that
cool.
I think they've got a bunch of grandkids that aren't taking these things anymore, so they got them in this cell, and now Kate's packaging them up, and we're going to be delivering these to families over the Christmas holidays. And it just warms your heart when you go into this room, because what that second floor is pretty dingy and
creepy up there.
And you turn the corner, the lights are on, and this is there, and we're so proud of the work Kate's done. And Councilmember Peck asked to put this on the agenda. He said, we need to highlight these positive things. And I think it's a great thing we can do to just highlight other sides of what we do.
It's really cool. Check out the police department's Facebook page for more information on Santa's Workshop and how you can get involved and help out. Mark, really briefly, we want to talk about one more item, and that is the airport zoning ordinance update. So tell us a little bit of background on what this is and what it's being used for.
Well, a lot of people wonder why Aviation Plaza, which is over there at 20th and South Park and Keller, why it doesn't get developed. And one of the challenges out there is it's in an airport overlay zone, which really restricts land use. What we're going to do is we're going to hire a consulting firm to assist us in possibly getting some changes that we can propose to Winnebago County and perhaps be less restrictive, and then maybe get some development out there. That's not the only problem out there. There's other things that we're going to be talking about in the coming weeks, but you can see that is a big area that is prevented from having things like restaurants because of that. So we want to get that fixed.
Excellent. So look forward to more information on this and more discussion in the council meeting. We encourage people to tune in, and we are out of time for City Manager's Report. So Mark, as always, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next year in 2019.
Great.
Again, the Common Council meeting is this Tuesday, December 11th at 6 p.m. You can watch it on GovTV or on our website at oshkoshmedia.org. So once again, thanks so much for joining us on City Manager's Report, and we will see you next time.